Hey guys, Happy New Year. How's it going? Articulation here, and today we're doing another action figure review, the first of 2021. This time we're looking at Captain James Rhodes, and this is the War Machine from Marvel Legends. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the packaging. It's just standard Marvel Legends packaging, but a bigger window just to accommodate the additional accessories here. So it just looks really cool with the big opening in front. We can see the figure through it. We've also got the Legends logo on top, the War Machine logo on the bottom. It's age 4 plus, indicated here. We've got the Hasbro logo on the bottom right. We've got War Machine pictures on both ends, which are from the comics. And on the back, we've just got a cool action shot of this action figure. And yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. So here we have Captain Rhodes out of his packaging, and this action figure looks phenomenal just because of there are so many weapons on this guy and so many different accessories and different things you can do with it. I'm absolutely in love with just the first impression of him, but I definitely want to go through like the articulation and just looking at him close up. But I think that just on first looks, this is really great, and just the accessories really do it for me. So I will dive into that deeper, but I just wanted to point out straight off the bat, these blaster things that you could plug into his foot, they're horrible pretty much. They're not the best, and they don't get the job done, and they're a bit wobbly, so they don't really keep the figure on the stand, which is a little bit of an issue, but you know. So here we have Colonel Rhodes out of the packaging, and he looks like a phenomenal figure. Let's take a closer look at his face. So in terms of the face, it's really clean. The paint job's really well done. There's a lot of details, a lot of sculpted details on top here as well. And the eyes look, yeah, they look a little bit dead because they're basically just like blackish kind of paint. They're a little bit translucent, or at least it looks a little bit shiny. So it's got that going for it, but it's not actually the best kind of face there. The weapons on his shoulder mounts look awesome. There's like a targeting light here and here, which is pretty cool. The symbol on the chest, I think it should be like an arc reactor, so it should actually light up. So it shouldn't be like this silver kind of color, but at least, well, it's there. There's a lot of sculpted details on the body, a lot of sculpted details on the abs. The rest of the body looks very humanoid, or at least not machine. So yeah, that's kind of confusing, but I think that's what they did with the comics anyways, the comics and the animated series. So I guess that looks okay then in terms of, you know, looking close to the comics. The belt is well done. It looks like it's a separate piece as well, so it's pretty cool. It does move a little bit, so there's a little bit of flex there. The boots are pretty awesome, and I really like the details going on either side. It just looks really, I don't know, really good. Yeah, from the back as well, there's a lot of sculpted details, and these guys can fully pose, which is so awesome. The shoulder pauldrons look pretty awesome, and they get out of the way as well. And yeah, the body just being humanoid looks a little bit weird compared to what I've been seeing with the War Machine in the movie universe line. But yeah, I guess it's alright. There's a lot of details on the hands, no additional hands, unfortunately. So yeah, I guess, well, in terms of looks, this guy looks pretty cool, and there's a lot of details, a lot of sculpted details as well. So in terms of accessories, this guy comes with a ton. So let's kick things off with the Fire Blast accessory. So this is the effects of when he's taking off. So it's pretty cool. It also can double as a base, and the cool thing about this is that it slots into this here, so it's a sturdier kind of base. So I didn't realize that initially, so I thought it was pretty wobbly, but that really definitely helps keep it better. He also comes with two fire kind of effects. So these effects basically go into peg into his foot, and you can also put them up here. So when you do that, basically completes the takeoff effect, and that's how you get the base. War Machine also comes with this rocket firing effect, which is pretty cool. Let's just try to focus onto that. There you go. So that's pretty cool. It fits into here, so it's basically the same here. You just plug it on, and it's pretty cool because you can actually take these off as well, and you can take all three off if you want. So that's pretty cool. So the paint details on that is pretty nice. It does look like a firing kind of piece, and it's got that translucent kind of feel going on to it as well, which looks really cool. And these guys are just red, but they're painted alright. I mean, it gets the job done. War Machine also comes with a firing effect. This is for the other gun. So it's for this gun here, basically just same as before. It just fits onto there. So it's pretty cool. It's a good effect, but there's no missiles or anything on the end, so it basically just looks like it's firing out. But I guess it gets the job done again. So, well, last but not least, War Machine comes with a bunch of accessories for his arm turrets. So it's basically that part here. So if you look at it, we get this, which basically just plugs onto the arm turret. We've got these two that make it look like he's firing. And we've got these two that make it look like he's stun firing, and they're just smoky effects. So that's pretty cool. And this one just makes it look like he's taking like a bunch of shots, and then it's just like, you know, he's spreading the fire, which is pretty cool. Last but not least, Rhodey also comes with an additional head, and this is unmasked, so that looks pretty cool. He's got a lot of beard and a lot of good details going on. The paint has, for the most part, gone on where it should, and it looks pretty nice. And the face does resemble the comic book kind of War Machine for some iterations of how he's drawn, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's a good enough face all in all. So in terms of articulation, War Machine can do the following. So if you can look at his turrets here, they basically go all the way back and all the way forward. So there's like a allowance for that here, and he can do that for both shoulder turrets. And also there's like an articulation point here, which is basically a ball going into, I'll just try to take that out, a ball going into this part here. So when you do that, it looks pretty cool, and it can basically swivel around and do everything you need. And it also can tilt a little bit, which is pretty cool. And both of these weapons do the same thing. His head can look not that far up. It's pretty terrible, to be honest. I'll just get that out of the way. Can't look up that much. Can look down that much, which is all right. So up that much, down that much. Fell off. That's all right. He can tilt it quite a bit, which is cool. And looking left and right is no problem whatsoever. The arms can go up that high, and the pauldrons get out of the way. They can rotate all the way around. Not really, no. Can they? I don't think they can rotate all the way around. Something's stopping it right here for me. So that's as far as I can take it. There's a bicep swivel, double bend in the elbow, and usual Marvel Legends wrist. So they can go round around and also in and out. The ab articulation can make him go that far forward, which is alright. It's pretty decent. And that far back, which is not that much. So forward is a lot better than the back. He's got a waist cut, which gets the job done, I guess. And the legs can split out that much. Pretty cool. Thigh swivel, which is a bit tight, but yeah, thigh swivel, just had to break it in. Double bend in the knees, which, yeah, it's pretty decent. And that part of the leg is a lot longer than that, so it looks a little bit off, but yeah, you can squeeze in that much. Ankle articulation and pivot. Pivot is pretty good. So yeah, so that's pretty much the articulation for this guy. So comparing it to another War Machine action figure, we've got the Iron Patriot from the MCU movie line on the left. And that Iron Patriot action figure I really like. It's one of my favorite MCU figures, just because of the colors, and they really pop together. They really work together, the red and the blue. And for the size and basically how it looks, I think just that looks a lot better in terms of what a War Machine is for me, because I've actually gotten familiar with War Machine more through the movies than the comics or the animated series. So that obviously does look better to me, but that's because there's a lot more technical stuff going on here, and it's just more, I guess, practically more conceivable. Whereas this one looks like there's just a guy wearing a silver suit and some armor on top. So I think that looks better, but this is still a dope action figure simply because you get so many accessories and there's so many ways of posing it. And in terms of looking comic accurate, I think it definitely does. So there's that. So in terms of size comparison, here we have the classic War Machine next to the MCU movie Iron Patriot. Here we have him next to the Mark 85 MCU movie Iron Man. SH Figure Arts Infinity War Iron Spider. Mezco Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming. ZD Toys Hulkbuster. Marvel Legends movie Hugh Jackman, Mafex Armored Batman, McFarlane Toys Infected Superman, WWE Elite AJ Styles. So in conclusion, I think that this is a pretty awesome War Machine action figure. The action figure is really comic accurate and it's got really good posability, and the effects are really awesome, except for the takeoff effects, which really suck because they're made of soft plastic and they can't really hold the figure up. And because they're so light, I think that's probably one of the other reasons why the figure almost always tips over. But other than that, all the other effects are awesome, and because of the simplicity of the design, the paint is also really crisp on this figure. So I think that the figure is really nice, and if you can, you should add it to your collection, simply because of all the different pose abilities and pose options it gives, and all the articulation on the shoulder mounts as well. That's really nice and I really dig that. But yeah, it's a really good action figure. So there you have it, guys. That's my review of this War Machine action figure, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was informative enough for you to decide whether to pick this up or not. In terms of 2021, there are a lot of other videos that I'm planning and a lot of other customs that I'm working on, so I'll have more customs up on my channel soon. Apologies that I've been away for a little bit, but now I'm back. I was moving house, but that's all done now. So in 2021, I'm planning to do a lot more custom tutorials and a lot more custom videos, so stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching.